We are termite experts, so we get rid of termites in people's homes across Sydney. Been very successfully doing that for about 10 years. But since starting with ActionCOACH, it's around about 120% that we've had increase.
The turnover increase has been just phenomenal.
Last year, we've had about an 80% increase on the year before. Only really through slight tweaks here and there. The percentage would be about 120% since we started coaching. Yeah, it's pretty big. I suppose the major difference now is that we have much more time working on the business than in the business, and that I think is the ideal for everyone in business, to be able to work themselves out of it. We never really used to have a profit goal. Now we have a profit goal, and we're taking that profit out of the business, whereas it used to just all be melded into one and not be identifiable as far as what any profit could be.
So with Rowan, he was very much about driving things forward, but lacked the follow-through. And with Panya, it was more about the mindset to see the bigger opportunity, because for her it was always important to see it before she believed it. So now that's actually changed, where they've both strengthened those areas to allow themselves to have that opportunity to maximise the business return.
So there probably weren't many defined systems at all. We've focused particularly in the last year on systems around sales, and we've managed to boost our sales to the point where we've had a nicely profitable year as opposed to years before.
The point behind having systems is it leverages your time. It means that you don't need to actually do everything on a regular basis. So what's now happening is allowing them to bring on new team members so that the person can run the role without them needing to oversee it every day as such.
We never really used to measure calls that came in, where they came from, what type of inquiries they were. Now we measure all of that, and we make sure that we have appropriate scripts to deal with all of that.
So it gives you the relief of knowing that your business can still run whilst you're doing something else for yourself.
Because we didn't used to have any measurement whatsoever, it was just a guess, and for a long time we went along thinking that we had a very good conversion rate, whereas when we actually measured it, it was abysmal, and we've taken it from abysmal to really somewhere where we're pretty happy with it. But yeah, there's a lot of basic tools available through Action. It's very helpful. If they don't have the system, they certainly know where to go to get it.
With the time management, the realisation was that he was in the field quite a bit as a technician, so when you're in the field, it's very hard to change your mindset from being on the tools to working on the business. What was happening was we were agreeing on doing things, but for whatever reason he was finding excuses not to get them done. So as we worked through that challenge, that really helped him, and with the support of his wife Panya, who they're both business owners together, they were able to put a great 90-day plan together. She would diligently drive it to make sure that the data was correct, and he would then drive it to make sure he was doing his bit as well to drive the business forward.
At the moment, I actually work on the tools 4 days a week and have a day working on the business. But I can choose how I want to do that. I can choose if I want to work an extra Saturday, I can do whatever. Yeah, we just have the systems in place, I suppose, to handle it. Since starting with ActionCOACH, we've not had a month where we've thought, gee, this cost for a coach is excessive. We've never had that. In fact, every time we see our accountant, he says, what the hell are you doing spending this money on coaching? And yeah, even with him at us, we've never doubted that it's a good spend.
Their accountant initially, when they started coaching, was very sceptical towards coaching, and they just said to me a few weeks ago that the accountant now is actually completely turned his opinion around and said, how have you guys done this? How have you been able to actually transform the business? And what have you been doing with your coach? So it's been a great opportunity for him to see them turn it around, and for them now it's just the beginning, because they've realised that they can do it, and now the proof is there. And every time we set a goal, it's very clear how we're going to achieve it by just simply focusing on it and making sure the numbers are very simple
Our main team member, who's responsible for probably half of our sales. Originally, before we started coaching, he was responsible for about 6%. Now he's responsible for about 55% of the sales, and so he has grown as a person because he gets coached by our coach as well.
The reason for that is because we've been running sales training to help him improve his skills, and we've allowed him to be involved in the process of doing that. As a coach, it's really important to make sure that they get their team engaged in what we're doing as well, and by having them engaged, the mindset is the same for them. So we've allowed them to come to the workshops that we've run. We've provided them with training in addition to that to make around sales to help their team understand that. We've got them aligned to the goals and the focus points, and what we've actually even done is we've set rewards where by reaching particular financial goals as a business, they then are going on a trip together to New Zealand. Now they have buy-in from everyone, so it's really a win-win. It allows the team members to be more productive, take more ownership and take more accountability over their roles, which frees up the business owners to focus on other things. So it's a key ingredient. Ali
spends a lot of time ensuring that us as clients are very happy with how things are. He's never once been unavailable. We've called him at all sorts of strange times. Called him on Sundays, he's there, he rings back, he's always either got an answer or is able to elicit an answer from within you, or knows where to go, who to ask for the response. Our marketing, we've recognised that online is a huge opportunity, and we already had good lead generation strategies in marketing around radio campaigns and around our existing database and working that on a regular basis. But the big one that we've actually focused on is making sure we're going online and using that as a tool. Well, with Action at Gladesville, we find that we might actually get a bit more value than others. The Action Club, which we've sent all of our team to, we've been to ourselves a couple of times, and through the extra sort of tools provided there and extra training provided there, yeah, we get great value on top of the fact that Ali makes us accountable. Huge. They have a huge future. I'm really looking forward to seeing where they get to. I'm looking forward to them having a business that in our terms is a commercial profitable enterprise that runs without them, and it's really about them having the choice to do that versus before they didn't even feel they had the option. And Panya, one of the business partners, has actually said that her focus is to get out of the business and go and do other things with her life, and now she can actually see that happening within the next 12 months, which is fantastic.